Okay. I just shot that video. If you haven't watched it yet, it was my video of Ricochet. I thought I had a smoke screen, but I didn't, and I got a Hasbro Generation Selects Ricochet. This was my last video. Anyway, for this video, it's different. As you can see, it's a very old figure. This was released around 2007. And if you are not familiar, this is done by Toy Biz, actually owned by Marvel, and they used to make Marvel Legends, if you're familiar with that Hasbro toy line. In 2006, Marvel awarded the license to Hasbro to create Marvel Legends, and their toy line, their toy company, Toy Biz, was not making any more toys. And then in 2007, they surprised everyone and said that they're gonna do a new toy line. A toy line that was gonna be from independent creators, independent comic book characters. I mean, this was the company that was doing Marvel's characters, and then they did the jump. They gave the license to Hasbro, and then they in turn suddenly announced that they're gonna do action figures for the independent publishers. That's Image Comics, some Dark Horse characters, and Conan and Judge Dredd. That was really a weird time, but that was also an exciting time. If you're not familiar with my taste in comics, I'm pretty much, you could say, mainstream guy. I actually like the work of Rob Liefeld, and that announcement really tickled me pink. I mean, I really was excited by it, especially since I'm pretty sure, I don't know if I'm the only one who remembers this, but they released promotional pictures of the third wave, which they never released. And the third wave was supposed to be Youngblood. Youngblood, Rob Liefeld's flagship title during that time, 2007. And it had a build-a-figure of a humongous Badrock. I'm really sad that that never materialized. The wave of the line was called Legendary Comic Book Heroes, and the first wave, one of my favorite characters that came out from it was this figure, Mark Silvestri's Cyberforce mainstay, Ripclaw. If I remember correctly, the Legendary Comic Book Heroes line had a lot of Top Cow characters. There was a Darkness, a Witchblade, a Striker. Yeah, I think there was a Striker. And of course, this Ripclaw figure. One thing that was great about that line was its articulation. If you're familiar with the Marvel Legends line, it's a great action figure line with awesome sculpts and awesome articulation. And that was their USP back then, even then, when it was with Toy Biz. It revolutionized action figures. So before then, you would have either a figure that's greatly sculpted but with limited articulation, or something not that greatly sculpted with gimmicky functions like missile launching or something like that. But most of those well sculpted figures, they're really not that articulated, and they are almost like just small statues. When the Marvel Legends line came out by Toy Biz, it revolutionized action figures because it had great articulation, almost 30 points of articulation, and it was greatly and the sculpt was great. I mean, it was the closest thing you could have two an exact copy of the figure that you see in comic books, and that was great. And now, after giving their license to Hasbro, Toy Biz is now gonna do that with independent characters, independent comic book characters, and that was a great time. I really wish it took off and they were able to do more. But the figures that they gave us were amazing. I mean, the Pit build a figure. I'm really regretting to have had that sold at one of our toy conventions. I really wish I still have one of those. That Monkey Man build a figure too was great, and I really regret having sold that too. Anyway, for this video, gonna talk about Ripclaw. This was released in 2007. I'm gonna put up the packaging here, okay? And we're gonna take a look at this figure. Um, First off, you would see that it's a great rendition of the Ripclaw character from Top Cow. I think this was more based on that Cyber Force series by Pat Lee, uh, rather than the actual Ripclaw from the earlier years of Image. I guess that was during the timeline. I'm only saying that because of these boots. These boots really look like Pat Lee designs. Of course, any 90s character wouldn't be caught dead without pouches, and this figure has lots of pouches. For articulation, it has, according to the website, has 32 points of articulation, and 4 of that would go to his fingers, which is individually articulated. So you could do this, whereas most people would do the dirty finger. You could do that with that. His head is on a ball joint, which can go forward like this and go back. His hair is limiting most of that articulation. So anyway, if you could look, that's a great sculpt. That's a great looking figure. One thing that I don't like about this figure is the plastic did not age well. It's now very sticky and very icky to hold. Actually, you can't see it, but whenever I touch it, it feels really sticky. And also the white paint, or the white plastic that they use, already discolored. If you can see, it's a bit under my lighting. It's not that obvious, but there's yellowing already happening in some parts. The face paint is great. Of course, there's smudging here. I would like to have it like sharper, like this one on this other side, but on the other side there's smudging in it. Also, his ponytail can go up like this, so he looks like he's falling, or he's underwater. Could go like this. Unlike the Marvel Legends, now if it was done today, I'm sure this would have been a separate piece, and it would be annoying as hell because it would keep falling down to his wrist or something like that. I actually prefer it this way, that it doesn't fall off. He has a butterfly joint in the shoulder. See, and then his shoulder ball. Double jointed elbows, a swivel at the forearm, a swivel on the bicep, a articulation on the wrist, but you cannot. There's no swivel, so you can only do that. But you could use the forearm swivel for that. Has an ab crunch. See, very nice. There's also some wrist waist articulation, so you could twist him. And then his legs, same ball like construction there. He can do the splits. Then he can go, his feet can go around like that. Has a thigh swivel, double jointed knees. Very nice. Boot. There's a boot swivel. That, and his ankles can go forward, down. A bit of a rocker. His toe bends. I mean, this is an amazing figure for that time, and can still stand up with the modern figures of today. Actually, of course, he can't stand that well because of I don't know why. I mean, it can stand before. I mean, you could see it was standing when I started the video, but yeah, you'll need a stand for it so that it can stand up. Sometimes, if you want to pose it like this, and yeah, it was great, and it had a bath figure or a build-up figure eh, piece with it. It was an arm of the pit bath, and back then this figure was really cheap. I think it was like a 500, and if that's 500, it's like $10. Imagine how much more the figures are worth right now. Anyway, since I don't have much of the Legends line here, well, there's some here. Let's compare him with the modern Marvel Legends figure. Oh, this is something similar actually to him. It's Age of. Excuse me, Ripclaw. Go there. And he won't stand. How will we compare you if you can't stand, Ripclaw? Stand. Oh, that's a weird pose. Anyway, we're gonna compare him with this figure, which is a Hasbro Marvel Legends figure, one of the more recent ones. This is a Age of Apocalypse Wolverine Logan from the Marvel Legends line, with the build-up figure Sugar Man. Is that Sugar Man? Yeah. Anyway, and you can see, as you can see, the sculpt and the look. It's really how can you say it? Like of the same family. Main difference is I really like the plastic Hasbro is using. It feels like it won't moisten and it won't be like rubbery like this one. And this Toy Biz Marvel Toys figure is rubbery and really sticky to the hand. But as you can see, when they are together, they look like they come from the same line. They have the of course the butterfly joint in this Wolverine is much more perfected. Yeah, it can really go deep like that and go back like this. And same ab crunch, same, see, can do that lunging pose Wolverine is known for. Yeah, can do that too. See, not as deep as this one, but he can do that too. And also the back, see, it can do that. can do that. There, see? And now they can have a face-off of who has the sharper claw. I can put this like this. Yeah, and his joints, for being like a 13-year-old figure, are still tight. So yeah, that's my review of this Ripclaw figure and some thoughts on the Marvel Legends line by Toy Biz. I wish they could have done more. I mean, by that time, Wildcats was already with DC. The whole Wildstorm library was with DC, but imagine having Marvel Legends like toys of Wildcats with your Cyberforce toys and your Youngblood toys, with your Savage Dragon toys, a Spawn figure. Actually, thinking about it, I'm quite sure Spawn will not be part of any line, since its creator Todd McFarlane has his own toy company. But anyway, imagine having toys of those properties using the same technology that Marvel Legends is now using with their Legends line. And it blows my mind that it did not take off like it should have. It was a great line. I mean, the plastic's terrible right now. I mean, it's rubbery and it's moist to touch. It sticks to your hand. But the sculpt, the articulation, it was amazing. It was something that I wish were done with some properties that I'm really fond of. And those are mostly Rob Liefeld properties. I'm sure there is a great stable of fandom, of fans that would have bought it if they have released it. I still have my McFarlane Toys Youngblood, and I did a video about that. Imagine having the same technology, having the same sculpt, having the same articulation for those figures as these ones have. Ripclaw looks great. Ripclaw looks amazing, and if I had the pit, I would be showing it off in this video, and that figure was great. Anyway, enough about that's my video for today. I'll probably do more of this. With this video, I've unearthed more of these old figures. I mean, when I was saying Striker, I was actually fishing him out of the box, and I just have him. That Savage Dragon figure from this line is also amazing. What else were there? There were some hits and misses, and those I won't really talk about. But that's it. That's my video for today. I hope you liked it. And if you liked it, please do like this video. If you're so inclined, please share the videos to your friend. Maybe they'll remember this amazing line that's not existing anymore. And of course, if you like videos like this, please click on the notification bell so that you'll be notified when I'll be uploading another video. So that's it. Thank you guys. Stay at home, stay safe, and keep on playing with your toys. Bye.